My name is Tom, I'm from the band Keane, and we're backstage at V in Stafford. Well, I mean, our record came out September last year, so we've pretty much been on the road for a whole year, constantly. So I'm looking forward to a little bit of space and time at home, but it's been a really brilliant time. We've just got back from Asia, and we played in Hong Kong and Singapore and a few places that bands don't go to very much, so we had a lovely time doing that, and we've had a lovely summer playing at all these festivals. I don't know, none of us like flying. We really hate getting on planes, and it's not just the kind of queuing up and the endless back and forth of airports and security and all that kind of crap, but the actual flying itself is something that terrifies pretty much everyone who's in the band and in the crew. And, it's not a very popular pastime for us. Any time that it's bumpy, it just gives me the living fear. And I used to be completely blasé about flying and didn't really give a shit. And nowadays I sit there chewing on my seat, terrified that any minute now my life is going to come to a really unpleasant, horrible end. I remember we got on a plane once with Paul McCartney, and that kind of was reassuring, I kind of felt if we go down it, mind you, he would have stolen all the headlines. Well, I think it can be frustrating sometimes because, you make a record and you live with it for quite a while before it's even released, and so you then have to go out and I suppose it's been almost 2 years now since we had that crop of songs written and ready to go. So in that respect, I think it can be a bit frustrating. You want to get in the studio and do some new stuff and have some new material to play to people. It's been quite unique, this touring experience, because we've actually in between gigs and tours we've got in studios it's been really great actually, in various different cities and parts of the world. Just spend a day in a studio and work on some new stuff, and we're really excited about a few bits and bobs we've got. We're going to release a little mini album in hopefully in May of next year, and then obviously after that we'll get in the studio and try and make something a bit more substantial. We had a couple of songs floating around that we felt we could do something really different with, and so we're all really big fans of this guy called Keane, who's Canadian Somalian hip hop artist, and we felt that these songs might work really well as a collaboration. And I guess everyone's going to be worrying about can Keane really pull that kind of thing off, but the great thing was we were going to release it in October and just kind of chuck it out there and see what people thought, but everyone around us and the guys at our record label feel it's so good that they want to make more of it, so that's kind of a promising sign at least, and hopefully we'll have something out in May next year, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's really great to do something that's kind of just out of the normal conventions or perceptions of what people think that you are, and hopefully it's something that everyone will warm to. It's still quite a sort of melodic song, and the thing about Keane is that he's very sort of soulful and emotional for a hip hop artist, I suppose. It's not so much about the kind of bling and being too kind of full on in that respect. So it kind of chimed in quite well with what we do anyway, and we're really pleased with it. I'm not going to give too much more away, but I hope that when people hear it, that they'll be open-minded.